Okay, welcome back. Tonight we have a Stonepicker beer from Forest, Ontario, Canada. This one's called Big Red. I assume it's because Big Red Tractor. For those of you who don't know, picking stones is something farmers do. They go out and literally grab the stones out of the field and put them in a trailer and get rid of them. This is a IPA. I think it's a red one, and comes in at 6.1% and 37 on the IBU scale. So there'll be a little bit of hoppiness, but shouldn't be too bad. And it says down here 9350, so that's a series of Case International tractors. We'll open her up. Sounds good. Give her a pour, give her a sip. See what we got. Oh yeah, nice and dark. You can smell it already. There we go, Big Red Tractor. That's a good tasting IPA. Might have to have another sample. Yep, very good. So, one day I'm driving around down by Forest. I see this older farmer, and he's out plowing his front field with just a horse and a one furrow plow. And I can't help but notice what a fine job he's doing. The furrow is straight as an arrow. And in the bottom of the field, there's a hollow. And there's a perfect circle where he's plowed around. And I'm wondering to myself, like, why would he do that? Looks like perfectly good farmland. So I think, well, you know what? I'm not doing anything today. I'll turn around and I'll go ask him. So as I'm turning around, I notice on top of the hill, in the front field as well, there's a perfect circle where he has plowed around again. And I wonder myself, I'm thinking that looks like good farmland as well. So when I get back to the field, I go up to the fence and I'm waiting for him to come to the end of the row where he's plowing. And he stops and he says, "Oh, can I help you, sir?" I said, "Oh, well, I was driving by and I saw you plowing with this horse and plow, and you're doing a wonderful job. Like that furrow, that's straight as an arrow. I just can't believe you can do that with that horse and plow." And the guy, he had to be 7 years old, and he looks at me and he says, "Well, this farm's a family farm. It's been in the family for a long time, and my dad, he's passed away now, but he taught me how to plow with this horse and plow. And, I take great pride in keeping this front field tractor free." And I'm like, "Well, that's pretty cool." He goes, "Yeah, you kids these days, you got all these fancy computers and cars and, stuff like school and stuff like that." He said, "My dad grew up and then I grew up." He said, "It wasn't like that. Like we couldn't even have sex ed and driver's ed on the same day." I was like, "Well, I don't know really what that had to do with farming," but I thought, well, I'll bite. I'm like, "Well, what? I don't understand. What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, yeah, it's just too hard on the horse back then." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got you." And then he says, farmers, people think that farmers aren't so smart. They're simple, but my dad, he's quite intelligent. As a matter of fact, he won a Nobel Prize." And I thought, man, where are you going with this? Like, all right, I'll bite. What was the Nobel Prize for? Because, well, I'm not exactly sure, but they said he was outstanding in his field. So, anyways, I get past that and I think, what? I just have to ask you, there's a nice circular plot of land here that you've plowed around in the hollow there, and I was wondering why you don't plow that up. Like, is it not good farmland? And he says, "Oh, well, it's kind of special to me." And I said, "Oh, well, what's so special about it?" He goes, "Well, It's actually the first place that I had sex. I'm like, okay, well that is special for sure. I can understand why you'd want to keep that, like kind of sacred or special and not plow around it. I said, well, what about that? What about that patch of grass up there on top of the hill? I said, it looks like a perfect circle around that too. I said, oh well, yeah, that's kind of sacred, or it's kind of special too. That's where her mother stood and watched. I'm like, her mother stood? What? She just stood there? Like, didn't she say something? Eh, she did say something, as a matter of fact. Beer and a joke.